Hey folks, it's Nessa here on Infinitely Zero's channel. So I wanted to say welcome to my new and returning watchers and subscribers, and also welcome, like I said, my new and returning watchers and subscribers, and welcome to all my new members. As well as my current members. Thank you so much, you guys, for your continued support. And if you like the content of my channel, please don't forget to click the like button below in this video, and also click the subscribe button, which is under the join button, and you click that, and subscribing is free. And I also have membership now, so that's also an option too. And when you click that join button, that's a separate option, and you can read everything that's offered with that. And YouTube is the one who handles all that. So for today, I wanted to cover and show some new crochet tools that I had bought recently. I had a few already. So the ones that I had already that I think I had shown briefly were these that I used on a different video, the one that I showed about the lighted crochet hooks. And this side, you can actually put the yarn through there, and it'll give you an estimate of the different yarn weight depending the thickness of the yarn. And this one is, you can check the sizes of crochet hooks and needles, but you have to actually insert them in there. And what I realized was sometimes, let me show you my Tunisian hook, for example. I mean, not for this one. This one, you know, it's pretty even here. This part's called the shaft. For the hook, I mean, it has some indent, but then the rest of the size is pretty even. This is actually an 8mm, so you see, so that fits fine. So yeah, so this is like a wooden little weight gauge tool, and then for hook sizes and needle sizes. Before that, I had bought this white one where you could, it was like a little combination gauge. So it's, you know, easy, you can travel with it. You wrap the amount of the yarn, the amount of times around to tell you what the yarn weight was. I had a question about this on my live yesterday, and on here it actually tells you, you know, the different amount of wraps per inch. Like, it conveniently has the chart on there. It has the inches on one side and it has centimeters on the other if you use centimeters. And then down here it has the sizing for the hooks, if you want to check that, or the needles. And I think here this might be, I don't know, I thought it was a cutter, but no, it doesn't look like it's sharp enough to be a cutter. And you know, and you can latch it onto things, so that's convenient, you know, and store it nice and quick in here so it can stay nice and clean, or clip it onto something like your bag as you're traveling. I decided to get this one, which is one by Clover. So I got some of these either on Etsy or on Amazon. So this section in here is a swatch ruler, which is what's marked in here to do the swatches. These here are the knitting needle, like to check the sizes of the knitting needle gauges. And these gaps in here are to check the size of the crochet hook, so you can just slide them in there. And if they have, you know, like a difference in size, like sometimes the head is too big and things like that, where you wouldn't be able to slide it into the hole, you wouldn't have that issue with this type where you slide it in. And that's explained all on the back here. The crochet hook gauge, how to test it, how to test, you know, how to do the gauge swatch measuring, and how to do the knitting needle gauge. I'll show you this in a second. So these were the lighted hooks. I remember I had shown you all the tips. This was the case, this was the newer one, and you can recharge, and it had different level sizes. So let's go ahead and open this and I'll show you real quick. Because I'm still curious, since I still feel like some of those were not the correct sizing. I'm not going to measure all of them on this video. Oh, so you see it comes off separately. So this part, and it has inches, which are the big ones down here, and centimeters over here, the dark gray. And this is the US sizing is here, over here. And it says JP over here. I'm believing that JP might be Japanese. Yes, it's made in Japan. Let me get this out of here. And it has, you know, where you can slide it out of here and slide it out from the top, so like that. So let's see. This one, it's labeled as a 6.5 millimeter. Here's my K, 6.5 millimeter. And yes, it fits accurately in the 6.5. So it might be that that needle head was too big, was keeping it from getting into the 6.5 here. You see what I mean? So I take that back. These might actually be accurate. This one here is the 4.5 millimeter. So here's a 4.5, so that seems like it fits fine. It does not fit in the 4. You know, and of course it would be the smallest size it fits into is what the size it is. So, interesting. That seems correct as well. And this is the 5.0. And that's the 5.0, so that did fit there. That's the 5.5, which it fits big and it doesn't fit in the 4.5. So it's quite interesting there. I mean, it fit here, but this part is tapered. So this part here is tapered, so you really want to measure, you know, here, which would be the correct part. So yeah, so that's how you use this. I don't have a knitting needle around, but you get the concept. You would stick it within the hole for that. And this is quite convenient, you know, that it all comes in a nice case. I had bought some notions recently, so I figured I can show some. I had gotten these at Ollie's, but you can get these at other different places, you know, Walmart, Amazon, things like that. So there's shower hook heads. So you can actually use them for different projects. But like, let's say if you wanted to do a cute little towel holder, you can make the little top of the towel holder, and then you have the ring so that person can just clip the kitchen towel on there, or if you want to make the kitchen towel and clip that on. But I've seen some that are really cute. I made it. I have it on my channel if you look under winter solstice, and it had like a little snowman. Another one had like a little gnome head. So these are great for that. They also have wooden ones that would work as well. And I got these for like $3, and I keep them here for when I decide to do that project. And I'm sure you guys know this, but excuse me, very handy is, you know, to have stitch markers. I like the locking type, like these, where they have the little clasps, and I don't like them to be too super big so that they don't weigh down my project, but this fits with different types of stitching. These are Halloween ones. They sell all different types of cute ones. People make them, things like that. They have the knitting ones are usually where you slide on, but I like to have those that clip so that I could do it, so I can use them for either knitting or crochet. I have seen these type recently, which have numbers on them. So that's pretty convenient if you're needing them, if you want to put, like, let's say you're numbering and counting a bunch of stitches, and you know, like let's say you counted 10 or you counted 20, you can put that on there. Or you can also put this on your project to say your hook size number. Like let's say, you know, a J is a 6.0, so put a 6, right? It wouldn't work so much where it's like maybe the fraction, you know, like the decimal point ones, like 4.5 millimeter or 6.5 millimeter. That would work better with a letter, but I haven't gotten the letter ones yet. I really would like a set of little letter stitch markers, but it's whenever I see it, I may try to get it. These were new to me as of like last year or the year before. They're actually finishing needles. You can use them as darning needles from Susan Bates. Yes, I know some people don't like plastic needles. I do. I use both plastic and metal. But I find that these are way nicer to use. It makes weaving in ends for me a little more pleasant. And also the amount of thread that you have left can be shorter. And it goes by the different sizes. You know, like this is a size 0, size 1 for yarn weight, which is the thickness of the yarn. Your red would be a size 4 and your pink would be a size 6. The super bulky size. And I guess your 5 is your chunky, I'm sorry, and 4 is your worsted weight. But I've used the red with the 4 and it's been fine. Another cool, neat tool, oops, sorry, my hook was bugging me, is Coats and Clarks, which is owned by Yarn Inspirations, came out with this new yarn zipper type of thing. And it's supposed to be easier to use these to put on the zipper for knitting and crochet. They are a bit pricey. They sell them in white and black for 9 inches or 22-inch long zipper. And I do not have this open. And I think this would be harder to see in here. But they have this kind of holey material right there, right next to the zipper, so that it's easier to put your hook through when you're joining the zipper. But I haven't used them yet. Yeah, so you'll just have to, you know, try to experiment with that. I'll let you know my experience with it once I use it. I think I would probably use a metal hook and a smaller hook for that. But yeah, it's called Yarn and Zip for knit and crochet projects. And that's how it shows that you use it. And it says the instructions are enclosed. Use the established holes in the zipper channel to attach the zipper to your project. Secure with crochet or knit loops using a matching yarn. And they have the instructions in Spanish and in French and English as well, made in China. So I thought that was neat. I thought that was cool. I have a swatch here that I did a while ago for a sweater that I had made. You know, just some big twist yarn here with the stitch. I think it was herringbone stitch. So this is how you would do that. You would put your swatch in with the square. Measure, you know, make sure it's straight aligned. And you measure it. Usually the swatches, whoops. It's hard to do this when you're holding it up in the air, so like this. So you would put it up in, you would put it in there, make sure everything is aligned and straight, and then you would count. Usually they're 4 inches by 4 inches. Ooh, and that's upside down. Yeah. Usually 4, and that's actually 4 by the 4 of the width. So you would count your amount of squares, you know, your amount of stitches that you have. Sorry, that's the amount of rows you would count, and you would count the number of stitches, which is going horizontally, and that would give you your gauge swatch. So for example, this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, for example. So, I mean, not being super accurate right now, but it would be sort of like a 12 by 12, like 12 rows by 12 stitches would be that one, roughly. Like, depending where it starts for the stitch, you know, when you align it, and where it stops is how you count it. That's just a very high level overview, but you get the gist of it. Another goodie I wanted to show you guys is this was recommended to me. They have different types of clips. I decided to get these. They have bigger ones too, and they're also used for in sewing projects. I use them to clip parts of my sweaters or ponchos or anything like that so that I can try it on. And it's not too heavy, so it doesn't mess things up. So I got these on Amazon. I got like a nice big bunch of them, and it came with this cute little tin. I have the lid, but it's over in the dining room. And yeah, so, and you have the different colors, so you can pick the color that you need. So I've found this very convenient. You can use it for the blankets too if you need to clip the squares and see how the layout looks before joining everything. And very quickly, I use this, which I got like at the dollar store, a nice plastic container where I keep, you know, some of my tools, like some of my different hook sizes with like an eraser or a pen. And I keep it really handy next to me so I can grab that, and I keep my notebook also over on the side table. I also have on the other side of my room a big basket that I made, and that's where I have all my other hooks. Like hooks and different types of notions and things like that. So yeah, so that's how I keep some of that organized. I was asked concerning the Tunisian crochet hooks, some of the Tunisian hooks. Some of the hooks I have their own hook set cases. I've been using this one for traveling. This was from Mary Maxim. This is Velcro, so that Velcro's there. This is a knitting needle case, so sometimes the knitting needle cases will work nicely for Tunisian crochet hooks as well, or of course knitting hooks. So it has these flaps with different sections. So here, like for example, I have one size of one project that I'm doing there. This is like my quick travel one, and I have different commonly used hooks, you know, like that's a 5mm. This one is probably, this is a 6.5 there. That's another one where I have the cables on it and I was working it for a project. This is probably, that's a 7mm. I usually keep my 8, but I'm using that one for interlock right now, and that would be in another one of these. And here I have one of my metal hooks. This is the WeCrochet hook with my cable. So yeah. And I mean, unless you're holding them upside down, they don't really fall out. So, you know, you're just careful with it. But if it's closed, I haven't had anything slide out when it's closed. Also, I keep it like in a tote bag as well, and or on the table. So yeah, so I thought that was handy. And they have different colored ones depending what sets of like this paisley quilted material they have. I think I have a yarn tote bag that matches that, which is really cool. I got gifted this recently for Christmas. Very sweet. Thank you so much. And this is, I think they call them yarn genies. I'm not sure, but mine is the magnetic one, which is pretty neat. So that's where the magnet goes. There. Whoop, whoop, there. And if you don't know what that is, you can put your yarn here and you go pulling and working off of your yarn. Apparently this one has for like a tablet holder and then also a hook holder, so that's pretty cool. So I haven't used it yet, but I've heard really great things about it, so thank you. I'm very excited about that with that recent present. And then I figured I had this here, so I may as well show it. I haven't used this one as much. I had bought it, I think it's like a pencil case. But sometimes these pencil cases work too for storing crochet hooks or like traveling with it. It has like a little, you know, bag up there. Ooh, apparently I do have hooks in here. So I have my Merit hooks in there, my wooden ones. You know, and I liked it because it was like a elastic there. And it takes quite a bit to, you know, get it out of here, but I mean, that means it won't fall out, so. And this one was my 5.5 millimeter, to give you an example. I haven't put any of my resin hooks in there because I'm always afraid that they'll fall and they'll break. So I would prefer like a harder case for them. And then this here had for zipper for notions, and then more hooks like that. So yeah, and it has some padding. I think I had gotten this on Amazon, if I remember correctly. And then last but not least, I had gotten these hooks a while back and I hadn't shown them. They're from a shop on Etsy. Marley Bird had recommended them to me. I have another two that I had gotten a while ago, but I can't find them. They're like in that big basket and I haven't gone completely through the basket. The shop is Tunisian Crochet. And they make custom hooks with beautiful wooden handles. They have the Susan Bates, Clover Amore hooks, Tulip Edimo, and Susan Bates hooks and bays. So they mentioned that there. And this was really nice. They added a cool little key holder as a thank you, because I'm a return customer. And this was, these are ergonomic. I like Susan Bates. This is my K 6.5, you know, which is called like a US K 10.5, which is the 6.5 millimeter. See, and it's aligned. It's really beautiful woodwork. And you know, you can grip different ways. And this was the, and they have like whole sets. They sell this. This was the H, I believe. The H8 5.0 millimeters. And I think what I had was a J and a different size too. So they also have longer handles too, but I one of my other ones is the longer handle. I actually preferred the shorter handle for mine. So yeah, so I like them. I recommend them. I don't use them all the time, but sometimes I forget I have them. But yeah, but definitely Marley Bird recommends them. She says they've helped her a lot. So that's how I had heard about them. So that's everything I wanted to show you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and please come back again later, and have a great day or have a great night. Bye.